this video tutorial, we're going to talk about drawing rocks. And rocks can be a little bit tricky, but they don't have to be. The first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to sketch out lightly the shapes of the rocks that I'm going to be drawing. And I found an image to look at. It's a good idea to always have an image to look at, whether or not you're actually out in the field somewhere looking at rocks, or if you find an image to look at. That's going to really help you be successful in drawing rocks. So again, I'm just kind of drawing the shapes, and there's some overlapping that happens here. Again, that overlapping is going to help us create the illusion of the rocks being realistic. Then I'm going to start at the top and the left, and I'm going to kind of move to the right and the bottom. That way my hand won't smear the graphite once I put it on the surface of the paper. And I'm going to start adding value or shading kind of with directional lines. By going diagonally, I'm going to create that jagged look that I want in the rocks. Now you might be noticing that I'm creating a full range of value. That means that I'm getting really dark darks and really light lights and all the grays in between. And by doing this, I'm creating the illusion of the texture. And basically, the secret to creating the illusion of the texture on the surface is by getting your tonal qualities correct. So that means getting your values right. And if you need some help with that, make yourself a value scale and refer to the value scale and make sure you have all the dark darks on all the light lights and all the values in between. This will ensure that your drawing looks balanced, and it also looks realistic because there's a full range of value in just about everything that you draw. It's also a good idea that while you work, you keep in mind that it's going to be easier to make things darker. It's going to be a little bit harder to make things lighter. In other words, if you put some material down on your surface and you decide that you've made it too dark, well, you have to go back and erase that. And when you erase it, you might smear the graphite a little bit, which will upset basically the texture that you're creating in your rocks. So always start light and then go darker. That's why in the majority of this video I'm using a number 2 pencil or an HB pencil. Periodically I will use a 2B pencil just to make some areas just a little bit darker. thing to keep in mind is to take your time. Don't try to go too quickly with this. You'll be surprised at how fast your drawing is completed if you're just observing your image or observing the rocks and then putting the information on your paper. It's as simple as that, so don't feel like you have to rush. And now I'll just put the finishing touches on this last rock. I could fill it in completely, but I think you've got the idea. That's how to draw rocks.